Hello friends, my name is Mukesh Maitana. As we have seen till lesson number 1 to 6. Sorry. Now, poem number 1, The Road Not Taken Away. Poem number 1, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. First we see the central idea of the poem. The poem is about making choices in life and the choices that shape our future. This poem is about choices in life. Sometimes we cannot decide, cannot choose proper, or cannot take the proper decision. And the choice that shape our future, what to do, or what way we should select, that sometimes we don't decide. Many alternatives are available of the time of choice, but man has to select one, as you know. Cannot select all. Have to select any one. That is why sometimes we remain in that type of confusion what to do. It is only the future that will reveal whether the decision taken is wrong or not. We will realize it in future that the decision we have taken, it is correct or not. After taking decision, we cannot undo them. We can only regret them. Even if we wish, we cannot start all over again. After taking the decision, we cannot undo them. We can only regret them. Even if we wish, we cannot start all over again. Certain decision, as you know, we have to take after thinking, because it cannot be started again. So, taking the right decision and making correct choices is very crucial to on individual's life, on personal life. So, taking the right decision and making correct choices is very crucial to an individual's life. Any wrong decision or choices can spoil our life. One decision create problem or do not pay attention, then it ruin our life. See stanza number 1. Two roads diverted in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And he, one traveler, long I stood and looked down on one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. See this first 4 line. Two roads diverted in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. At a time it is quite impossible for person to travel on both. And be one traveler, long I stood, think what to do, and looked down one as far as I could, according to mind think, to where it bent in the undergrowth, where it takes me, he doesn't know. See the meaning? Diverted means separated. Yellow wood, the leaves on the tree are yellow, suggesting it is the autumn season. And third one, undergrowth means dense growth of plants and bushes. Many plants are there. It is called undergrowth. Now see the explanation. The poet has come into the deep autumnal wood where two roads have diverted into two ways like a fog. Immediately the poet understands that as a traveler, traveling both the road is impossible. Naturally, traveling on both the roads at the same time was not possible. Here the two roads symbolize two ways to go in life. two ways to go in life. It symbolizes this. The poet first thought of traveling both the roads and then discarded the idea. First he thought, but it was quite impossible. Then he finds himself in dilemma, not able to decide about the choice of the road. That is called dilemma, confusion. He found that the first road has been in the undergrowth, but the undergrowth here represent the unknown world. That is called undergrowth. He decided that this will take me in this particular way. It shows that particular point of time. So he put in that type of confusion. Now stanza number 2. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. Next 5 lines. Now see the word meanings on new page. Fair. Fair means good. Better claim means it seemed better, good. Wanted wear, look less worn out. And passing means on walking down. The poet selects the road that appears at first glance to be less travelled, where very few people travel on that. This stanza suggests that he has an independent spirit and does not wish to follow the crowd. Independent wish. Many people passing on the particular road, that road, many person travel that clear road and less person travel that type of road. So he selected that road on which less people walked. He did not want to follow the crowd, many people, because people's nature to find easy way, while very few people find somehow hard road. After a moment he changes his mind, concluding that both the roads are equally worn out. Then he realized both the roads are equally worn out, used. So he can select according to his own choice. Stanza number 3. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how well leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. That type of doubt is also there in the minds of the poet, that it was possible him to come back. Now see the meaning. Equally lay. That means we are equally covered. Were equally covered. Trodden black, turn the path black by crushing the leaves. And next, where leads on to way, one thing leads to another. One thing leads to another. Now see the expression. Leaves cover both roads equally. No one this morning has yet taken either path, for the leaves lie undisturbed. See, what says leaves cover both the roads equally. No one this morning has yet taken either path, for the leaves lie undisturbed. This symbolizes that the choices in life open to the poet are both unknown to him, because he did not have this type of idea, that is why unknown to him. The poet remains committed to his decision to take the road he had previously selected. He had firm determination, and the particular road he has selected, which he has decided, saying that he will save the other road for another day. This symbolizes that he will make the other choice in life only if he is not satisfied with the result of the first choice. So he has kept this particular choice. If he was not satisfied, he can change, kept for another day. This symbolizes that he will make the other choice in life only if he is not satisfied with the result of the first choice. He observed that he will probably never pass this way again, because going again and coming back, it is not good at all, and that is why telling. As one path leads to another, and thus will never have an opportunity to take the other road. If this road reaching to this or meeting at last, there is no meaning of changing the path. This symbolizes that he will not be able to take the second choice in life of all. He not want to select the second path in life of all. That is why he did this particular activity. Now stanza number 4. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere Aziz and Aziz hands, two roads diverted in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. In this way he stands and thinks, and later on decided that selected the road which less people used. See, meaning sigh. Sigh of satisfaction or regret. Aziz and Aziz hands, many years in the future. Aziz and Aziz hands. Word that we have seen, many years in future. Now explanation. In years to come, the poet says he will be telling others about the choice he made, meaning that he will talk about what decision in life he took. That very important. While doing so, he will sigh either with relief that he made the right choice, or with regret that he made the wrong choice. Whether right or wrong, the choice will have had a significant impact on his life. This particular road which he select, that is very important and significant impact we can see on person's life. Now see poetic devices used in the poem, that means figure of speech. See assonance. It is the repetitions of vowel sound in nearby words. Line 1, two roads diverted in a yellow wood. The O sound is repeated in roads and yellow. That is why it is called assonance. Personification, a figure of speech which is used for an inanimate object or animals, birds, look, will, human. See, the figure of speech is personification because non-living things given the quality of living. Line number 8. Because it was grassy and wanted wear. The path wanted wear, wanting is a human need. Imagery. Imagery means to use figurative language to represent object, action, and idea in such a way that it appeals to our physical senses. It realizes, it shows our feelings. Line 1. Two rods diverted in a yellow wood, it gives picture in the mind. Lines 11 and 12. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. This is not imagination, it is imagery or picturizations, which is a poetic device, meaning the pattern of images or pictures coming in the mind from what is written in the poem. We should realize it. Now see metaphor. A device which compares two things or qualities which are unlike. That is same. The poem as a whole is a metaphor because the poet is metaphorically comparing the path in the wood to the choice one must make in life, that type of choice he want to use it, and that is why he want to show that particular path in a proper way. See on next page. NCERT folder, thinking about the poem on page number 16, textbook. Where does the traveler find himself? What problem does he face? The traveler find himself at the divergence, going in different direction of the path into two direction in a forest during the autumn season. He faces the problems that he cannot decide which path to take to continue his journey, because it is not possible for him to travel in both the direction at the same time. He firmly believed in this particular way that at the divergence he stopped and thought, going in different direction path into two directions in a forest during the autumn season. He faces the problem that he cannot decide which path to take to continue his journey, because it is not possible for him to travel in both the direction at the same time. That is why he has to select anyone. Discuss what these phrases mean to you. A yellow wood, it was grassy and wanted wear, the passing there leaves no step and trodden black, now how way leads on to way. See, answer, yellow wood means the autumn season. Autumn corresponded with old age. The poet could be symbolically talking about the later stages of life, because it is considered to be the old age, autumn season, when leaves fall down. So he comparing about the stages of life. Number 2, it was grassy and wanted wear. This conveys that the path was full of grass and nobody had used it, so it was not worn out, or it was used by less people. That is why telling, because then we find higher grass there. The passing there, the use of path by people passing through the forest. That is why telling that passing there, leaves no step had trodden black. That means the leaves had not become black because of few people stepping on them. This could symbolize a path one may have never seldom taken in life for fear of uncertainty. Very few persons who are able to select this particular path. And last, question number 5, how well leads on to way. This means how certain decision one makes in life could pave the way for many other decision. This decision taking, that is very important. Question number 3, is there any difference between the two roads as the poet described them in stanza 2 and 3 in the last two lines of the poem? See, in stanza 2 the poet explained that the only difference between the two roads path was that the road he took had the right to be chosen, the better claim, because it was covered with grass and looked as if it had not been much used. So he selected this path, which was finding that in which very few people walked, used. However, at the end of the stanza, he says that both the roads had been almost equally worn down by people walking on them. However, in stanza 3, he says that on that morning both the roads were equally covered with leaves and that no person had stepped on them. That is why he think about this particular matter. Now on the right side of this page, see number 2. However, in the last two lines of the poem, the poet says, probably many years after the first time he has mentioned in the poem, that there was a difference between the two roads because he took the road that was less traveled by, and that made all the difference to his journey. That is why he firmly believed in this particular matter. Question number 4. What do you think the last two lines of the poem mean? The last two lines of the poem mean the acceptance of reality. Poet telling that is reality correcting. The poet made a choice and accepted the challenge path. He took an unexplored path in his life. He took this unexplored path in his life. He wanted to do something different in his life. He wanted to do something different in his life. So he chose the less traveled road. No, he does not regret his choice because he wanted to do something new, and that is why he does not want to regret about this. Thinking about the poem, see. Number 2, have you ever had to make a difficult choice? Or do you think you will have difficult choices to make? How will you make the choice? For what reasons? See this. No, till now I have never been in a situation in which I had to make a difficult choice. Perhaps I am still too young to make an independent choice. That means no time, that type of time coming then needs taking decision. Yes, I think soon I will have difficult choice to make. After completing my general education, I will have to choose a profession. I will have many options before me, so I have to select any one option from it. Then it will be difficult to make a choice between them. However, it will make my choice according to my capabilities and strong points at that time. At that time, we have to think about this particular matter, choice, and particular capacity and reality. I will choose a path that gives me satisfaction and mental peace. Very important, through which we satisfy and getting peace also. I will not just join the rat race for money. Like the poet in the poem, I will choose a challenging and unexplored path in my life so that I can live happily and I can work peacefully and I satisfy with my work. Question number 2. After you have made a choice, do you always think about what might will happen, or do you accept the reality? Taking a decision sometimes makes our future. Taking the decision sometimes makes our future. Having made a choice, I accept the reality. Reconsidering a decision or contemplating over it is not a positive approach toward life. Such thought never allow us to be happy with what we have gained from our decision. Sometimes we have to think about this. Therefore, I believe in sticking to my decision, not changing the decision, and apply till the end so that I can work peacefully, happily, and whatever I do, I satisfy with the work. This brings the end of this lecture. Extract based question answer that we see in next lecture. Write one time, prepare properly all these which I have explained and try to remember it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.